Good evening, my name is James Sedman. I'm the Director of Dyslexic. I'm here with Trevor Watts tonight to talk about dyslexia and to share a little bit of his personal experience. Now Trevor, explain to me, when did you first realise that you potentially had a different mindset to the other kids?
Well, for me it started very young. You know, we would have 10 spellings we had to do every week when I was in primary school, and every week I was dead set bottom of the class. No matter how much I practiced, I would just get the letters jumbled up and things in the wrong way. But I didn't know that I had dyslexia. I just thought I was stupid.
So I think I can definitely relate to that. The fear of the spelling test definitely stays with all dyslexics, that's for sure. So the next stage of your career, you left school early and you started to actually do roles that potentially didn't rely so much on reading and writing.
That's right. You know, I started working in an advertising agency, and computers were just starting to come online, so I did a lot of work on Excel spreadsheets as part of that role, which I actually found quite, easy is not the right word, but I could follow what was going on. And you know, I was a bit of a gopher, so I did that for a number of years, and then I headed off overseas, and I basically played basketball and worked odd jobs for a number of years. But now as a parliamentarian, I've never really spoken about it publicly, but as a parliamentarian I realised that I have an obligation to let people know that this is in fact not a limiting factor. Just because you think differently and you have a different way of absorbing knowledge, it's actually an opportunity for people. It's an opportunity for people to think differently, to be more creative, to take opportunities, because they will come at problems from different perspectives, because the brain works slightly differently to the other 90% of people. And that's been a great learning for me. And as a parliamentarian, it's meant that I'm good on my feet, but pretty average at a written speech.
Yeah, thanks for that. So I guess it's interesting to note that 1 in 10 individuals have dyslexia. Have you ever found another dyslexic in your travels?
Well, it's interesting, and again in the Parliament, you know, we have 93 members here, so the numbers tell us there should be 9.
That's right.
But because of the limiting factors that people will have had in their careers, I don't think they will be overrepresented in the Parliament. But what we do know, I'm the Shadow Minister for Corrective Services, we know that dyslexics are overrepresented in the prison system, which tells us that our education system needs to take it seriously. And with things like YouTube and all of the tablet information and other ways to pass knowledge on, it's a great opportunity. And might I add that for our First Nations people, up until settlement, dyslexia wasn't a disadvantage, it was an advantage, because they thought differently to other people in their clan. But of course, with no written language, it wasn't a disadvantage. So we need to enhance it, we need to grab it, and if someone is struggling to learn from the written word, then I would encourage them to get tested. I would encourage them to do some reading around dyslexia and see it as an opportunity to be a little different from the other 90%.
Yeah, I think that's great insight, and what they can also do is actually contact my organisation, Dear Dyslexic, join the community, share your stories, and we'll work out ways we can actually enhance dyslexia and try to overcome some of those barriers. So thank you very much for your time, Trevor. Thank you for being so brave and disclosing to the world tonight that you actually have a disability, and I think we'll work together to make it a better place.
We will indeed.
Thank you very much.